So I have seen so many cases of women coming to regret getting into relationships, getting into marriage, and they say that they lost themselves. Many people will say that 5 years down the line, I can no longer define who I am. Beyond a mom, beyond a wife, beyond a girlfriend, I can no longer define myself. And there are a few things that I came to realize as to why women, most women, lose themselves when it comes to relationships. And one of the reasons is they make the relationship their whole identity. Like they have no life outside being a wife, a mom, a girlfriend. They have no other life. Like they have no other goal. They're just here as a wife, as a mom, as a girlfriend. Nothing beyond that. You've made that relationship your sole purpose. It's very risky. It is important that as a woman, you have a life outside family. You have a life outside your love life. You embrace the person that you wanted to become. I'm very sure we not only wanted to be girlfriends or wives or sisters. We had dreams of what we wanted to become outside that. So let's not lose ourselves when you fall in love. We forget the women that we wanted to become. It's really risky. Another thing is they confuse love with sacrifice. Some people think that when you love, you have to give all that you have until you forget yourself, you lose yourself. No, that's not the right thing. Love nurtures talents. Love nurtures gifts, nurtures abilities. Love nurtures a person. Okay? You don't have to when you fall in love with a person who only wants you to just sit and be a mom, be a wife, be a girlfriend. They would want you to resign from work. They want you to just suspend your life and just come into the married thing or the relationship. That's not a good person. If someone loves you, they will nurture your goals. If someone loves you, you will partner together to build businesses, for example. If someone loves you, they will challenge you to do better. They will challenge you to enroll for a course. They will challenge you to go to school, to nurture your talents, to embrace the person that you are. But if love calls for sacrifice, that you have to forget yourself, then I really doubt that's love. Okay. Sorry for shouting at you. Another thing that I came to realize is most people stop prioritizing themselves. I know most when kids come, we have a lot of tasks to do with kids, to take care of them. I know kids can be a handful. They are. I trust that. But the best that we can do is let's not stop prioritizing ourselves. Mhm. Because sometimes when we fall in love, I don't know what happens, but sometimes people just forget about themselves and it looks like their life has come to a standstill. I understand. I know, I relate to that. So, the best thing that I want you to do is start prioritizing yourself. Put yourself first. Don't sacrifice yourself. Don't sacrifice your life. Okay? Another thing that has really that leads to women losing themselves is they they overthink and they overgive. Mhm. You overgive until you no longer have a reserve for yourself. It's good to give love, to show love, to give respect, but don't do it until you lose yourself. You no longer have enough for yourself. I believe that the best thing that you can do is invest in yourself first. That will make it easy for you to take care of your family. When you invest in your mental health, trust you me, your kids will be happy to see a happy mom. Your husband will be happy to see a happy wife. And so the best thing to achieve that is you take care of yourself first. Trust me. When you take care of yourself, you'll be happy being with your family, with your children, with your husband. But when you don't take care of yourself, you always have this anger. You always have this something like a regret. You always feel unfulfilled. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, because in a few sessions that I've held, most people have gone down and forgotten themselves. They're trying to rekindle. That's why sometimes you start beating yourself and you're like, how did I lose myself? Where did I lose track? It's in most cases, it's because you you stopped prioritizing yourself. You started giving too much until you never had reserve for you. So one thing I would say is protect yourself first, prioritize yourself first. In that, trust me, even your kids will be happy, even your husband will be happy, because a happy mom, a happy wife is a happy home. Okay. Another thing is most women mistake comfort for alignment. When they are settled, when they are comfortable, they tend to forget that they also need to have something going on in their lives. God forbid, if something happens to your family, for example, if your husband no longer manages to go to work, or something comes in such that they only depend on you, how will your family survive? Will your children still eat? Will your husband still be okay? Will you still be okay yourself? So it's good to think of such scenario, and just to make you understand that it's good for you to always have something that you do as well, because it also makes you happy. When you wake up in the morning with a purpose, you have a business, you have a cause that you're doing, you nurturing your talents, it also makes you happy, and it makes you live a fulfilled life. Okay. So another thing that I would say is most women lose themselves in relationships because they stop nurturing their own dreams. They forget about the desires that they had. They forget about the women that they wanted to become. And so I'm here to remind you today that it's good for you to remember yourself. Remember the goals that you had. Remember the desires that you once had. Rekindle those things. Remember the dreams that you promised to yourself to fulfill. Please go back to it and start nurturing your dreams. And another thing that you forget is you forget that you're the prize. You are the gift to your husband. Why don't you behave like a gift? Huh? Behave like you need to be nurtured, yes, but remember that you're also the prize that needs to be well taken care of, that needs to be understood, that needs to be supported. I'm sure we all love partners who support our dreams, partners who can come in and say, okay, how can I help? I know you're struggling in this path. How can I really help when it comes to this? So one thing I'd like to say is it's so easy for women to forget themselves in relationships, but it's not good. It's really not good. It's not even healthy. It's good that when you get into a relationship, each of you continues with their individual goals. Yes, you're a couple, you are one, but there's still an individuality even in that relationship. I believe in that, because you have your dreams. Your spouse has a dream. Why don't you continue your dreams together? Why don't you continue nurturing each other? Why don't you continue up, upgrading each other and challenging each other to do more? So one thing that I'd like to say, a parting shot, is my dear ladies, let's not forget ourselves when it gets to relationships. It's good for us to love, it's good for us to do that, but don't forget yourself in relationship. Keep nurturing yourself, keep investing in yourself, keep nurturing your talent, keep working, keep building your business, keep nurturing yourself. As long as anything that makes you become a better person, please do that. So other than that, I want to wish you all the best and lots of